Why in the world are people being so delusional? Oh, hmm. People seriously need to stop using pedophiles in the wrong context. I mean, there's literally no proof that I groomed people. Oh, oh. And in not spreading awareness either, you're literally slandering people for crimes they never committed in the first place. Hmm. Hmm. And how sick in the head do you have to be to actually go and support these bullshit claims? Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I literally had a lot of talks with people who, who actually wanted to talk to me on the situation, such as Mint Gaming, who actually gave me really good advice. Unlike Elma, who slandered me. He, 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 he. And I would be showing this on my second channel, but I decided, hey, enough is enough. I'm taken to the official Powerhouse channel, oh, which is a side channel, by the way, as it literally says on my main channel. And I did a lot of research. Hello, Mason. And yes, this is live, by the way. Hmm. I did a lot of research regarding this. So, unlike Elma, I do know what's really going on. Hmm. The on. And there is a lot part of drama that recently went down. Hmm, but I want to get the elephant out of the way right away. Hmm. First off, if you take a look at this comment and this and one of my servers, which I am personally posting, by the way. Hmm. It said that Poppy's little sister was playing video games completely naked, which of course I censored the word naked out. Out. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, but it also literally says at Poppy's house, which is where you're legally yeah, allowed to be. It's clearly visible that the rope Poppy took off her outfit literally takes place in her own home, and there was nothing sexual about that scene. In fact, there were zero mentions of sexual content when these role plays started, as they were educating those who were in the server and those who got banned about which character has which body part and what is and is not illegal when it comes to nudity. Clearly, people don't understand the laws of where nudity is and isn't permitted. Hit it. Hit. And you're not spreading awareness. Yes. Each time you saw the rope, hey, you did not force yourself to do it. You literally chose it. Hit. Hit. That's for you, Tromia. Huh? Lie after lie after lie. You literally here make BS drama out of Adam Hughes. Who's and slander him as a pedophile, which he's not, for likes and attention. And there's literally no proof. And I did not admit to liking minors as a naked, using the characters to role playing naked the whole time. Him, 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 and me doing those role plays is not why I defended Adam. The reason I defended Adam was because you slandered him as a pedophile, which he's not, for likes and attention. Hmm. And ZZX1 is a confirmed pedophile now. How? And I was not. And the role plays was not how I got Alan Holmberger terminated. Alan got terminated because he violated the YouTube community guidelines, means due to the fact that he made people naked on his own end and had it uncensored, something in which, which Adam never did, and nobody was naked in the videos. In fact, I had to ban some people uh, from my main server. Uh, including hmm, hmm, uh, and of course, I had to mm, make double sure. Or that nobody harassed me. Hey, I just had to take a few moments to breathe, to do lots of research, and over those few days, I found lots of lies, including this one. First off, you don't know that that Tromia. And secondly, she never said she was cutting ties with me. Hey, and she is not disowning the post where GZX1 stalked her when you're the one who's misleading the situation yourself. Oh, oh, and concrete proof is no better. Had except he wanted to hear something. Thanks. And as for Victoria Selekina, I did not even groom Lucy for her. her. And using her characters is not the same as grooming people. And it's permission, not promission. And I did not simp on a child character either. and you have no proof. And same with you, and I don't know the army. The fact that you tried to slander me, claiming that, and I think it's okay to make kids take their clothes up and dance naked, which I did not do. Who? Because there was literally no evidence of me making kids dance naked in my videos. Proving you're sick in the head and part of a problem. And it should also be mentioned that the age of consent in Canada is 16 years old. 16! And when someone is 16 years old, they are able to consent with sexual activity with a person who is 14 or older, according to the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. And according to the Department of Justice Canada, the age of consent to sexual activity is 16 years, and in some cases, the age of consent is higher. For example, when there is a relationship of trust, authority, or dependency. In other words, a person must be at least 16 years old to be able to legally agree to sexual activity, which, of course, I did not do between me and Gabe. Gabe. And also, oh, I know, oh, but I did not date Gabe Slacker. Huh, huh. And you're gonna read this one, Rizzo. Oh, because I was not hiding any mask nor wearing them to hide the true colors. Yes, yes. That's for you, Luke. Hook, Hook. There was no mention that you found of 57, and that is illegal. Oh, in fact, mentions of genitalia are not illegal if they are used for educational purposes, which they were in this case. And it's not CP either. And as for concrete proof, the age of consent for sexual activity in the state of Nevada is 16 and not 18, like in some states, like Florida and California, which are set at 18. Hmm. 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 There are 30 states where the age of consent is 16. 30 states! Hmm. There are only 7 states where the age of consent is 17, and 13 where it's 18. Hmm. This is what pedophilia actually is in this case. Case people forgot, in which they did. Spoiler alert, using ChatGPT will never help you determine whether or not someone is a real pedo or groomer. So to those who think it does, grow up for once and do more research. Like I did. Head. Pedophilia is not a legal term. As having a sexual attraction to children without acting on it is not illegal. In law enforcement circles, the term pedophile is sometimes used informally to refer to any person who commits one or more sexually based crimes that relate to legally underage victims. On pedophilia, the primary target is prepubescent children. And, and it's in which an adult or an older adolescent experiences a sexual attraction to prepubescent children. And, 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 uh, and a pedophile is one of the most stigmatized mental disorders. Among the public, common feelings include anger, fear, and social rejection of pedophiles who have not committed a crime. Such attitudes could negatively impact child sexual abuse prevention by reducing pedophiles' mental stability and discouraging them from seeking help. And according to sociologists, as Melanie Endler, Nilly and Kristen Goba, social concern over pedophilia intensifies greatly in the 1990s, coinciding with several sensational sex crimes, but a general decline in the sexual abuse roles. They found that pedophile appeared only rarely in the New York Times and Le Monde before 1996, with zero mentions in 1991. On social attitudes towards child sexual abuse are extremely negative, with some surveys ranking it as morally worse as murder. But early research showed that there was a great deal of misunderstanding and unrealistic perceptions in the general public about sexual child abuse and pedophiles. In 2004, a study concluded that the public was well informed on some aspects of these subjects. And it's also a misuse. Pedophiles are always misused. The words pedophile and pedophilia are commonly used informally to describe an adult's sexual interest in prepubescent or postpubescent persons under the age of consent, or even under the age of majority. Keyword under the age of consent. Hint. The terms hebephilia and epihebephilia may be more accurate in those cases. Another common usage is to refer to the act of sexual abuse itself, rather than a medical meaning, which is a preference for prepubescence on the hmm, hence on the part part of the older individual. Oh. There are also situations where the term is misused to refer to relationships with an adult of legal age, but is either considered too young in comparison to their older partner, or the older partner occupies a position of authority over them. But researchers have stated that the above uses of the term pedophilia are imprecise or suggest that they are best avoided. And writing in Mayo Clinic Proceedings, Hole and Hole state that pedophilia is not a criminal or legal term. Falsely accusing someone in an online space of being a pedophile, either directly or by implication using related terminology, is considered a serious matter in many legal systems and has resulted in successful. And this claim is literally bullshit. First off, nowhere in the screenshots that you posted, Ella, did it depict you getting groomed by me. And secondly, the screenshots you shared are not even enough evidence to prove that you got groomed by me in the first place. And no, you were not forced to make phrases like that. You clearly did that as a choice. And not even your video is believable in all ways possible. You were never groomed by me, and you definitely were not forced to do things my way in general. You chose to do this, not me. It's also ironic. Uh, it's also ironic, heck, that you claim that I groomed you when that's not true. I only wanted to base my role plays on what is and isn't legal when it comes to nudity, as there are scenes where the adults would flash their bodies at people but end up getting arrested anyways, as indecent exposure is illegal, which is goal. And as mentioned before, talking about genitals isn't inherently illegal. It's more of a learning experience about what's part of a body for both a male and female. How else would there be children's books in the library talking about the body? Yeah. Or YouTube videos talking about the same topic. Health class exists, you know. If you don't learn about what your body has or what other people's bodies have as a learning experience, you're clearly going to have a misguided mind like yours and Winter's. Learning about each other's bodies through the mention of genitals does not prove I'm a pedophile in general. Talking about body parts is something that people have done through kids' books, YouTube videos, and even talking to trusted adults like your parents or guardians, mainly done for educational purposes, not sexual references. His. Not to mention, there were also scenes where characters that would appear naked had due to something bad happening to them that was none of their own faults, and then receiving fresh clothes as well so that they don't get arrested. That's not CP, and many of the scenes that were mentioned by Vienna the asshole will showcase that, as well as the fact that those scenes follow what to do if you see someone naked on the streets through no fault of their own. Now, the Jonah character mention of him being seen naked was a bit controversial, I'm not gonna lie. But but being seen naked and saying they look cool naked does not automatically make it sexual at all, but it is sensitive regardless, because if I would have said the word hot instead, then it really would have been sexual and I would have gotten in huge trouble. Oh. Also, a quick correction to the part about Callista. She may look little, but she is 100% an adult and not a child. Dwarfism exists, you know. Don't just assume people are kids just because they have a condition that prevents them from growing up. Because that's ableism and it can get you in real trouble. Speaking of real trouble, use, you can get in huge trouble by law enforcement with the usage of a VPN. Because using a VPN to avoid being tracked will only make your consequences worse than dealing with when dealing with legal trouble, as it can be interpreted as an attempt to obstruct justice. Yes. Or conceal illegal activity. Even though using a VPN is not illegal in most places, and while it does mask your IP address, it does not provide complete anonymity, and law enforcement can still potentially track activity by obtaining real logs from a VPN provider or through other methods such as digital fingerprinting. Same can be said for false pedophilia claims, as falsely accusing someone in an online space of being a pedophile, either directly or by implication of using related terminology, is considered a serious matter in many legal systems and has resulted in successful lawsuits for slander and or defamation. And, 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 and this is what sexual grooming mean, really is. It is the action or behavior used to establish an emotional connection with a vulnerable person, generally a minor under the age of consent, not legally age of consent, and sometimes the victim's family, to lower the inhibitions with the objective of sexual abuse, which can occur in various settings, including in person, online, and through other means of communication. Children who are groomed may experience mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, post traumatic stress, and suicidal thoughts. 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 And people who claimed I was quote unquote textbook grooming can shove that claim right in their asses, because that claim is not true by any means necessary. Harry. So click the link right, Hank, Hank, or search it up and look it up for yourself to up to see the real laws behind textbook grooming and what it's actually about. Well, but as for you, Elma, I will never admit to a crime I didn't commit, especially the ones I never caused in the first place. Besides, you started this by claiming that I groomed you when I didn't in reality. You didn't confront anybody. I confronted you for your actions, and so did my own mother. Uh, for your actions towards me. And no, Adam is not a pedophile, nor am I playing the victim. The real person playing the victim is you. And you don't even know Adam, nor do you have any proof that he is a pedophile in the first place. So stop alone. And I want to give credit to the Real Mint Gaming for this screenshot. It says in practice, if it's truly non-sexual, example, part of a survival story, medical scenario, or artistic fiction, it's not illegal, but still very sensitive. If so, consider this karma for trying to cancel me. Hey, and that's to you, the people who have no common sense, to do research before posting. Hey, this is also one we wanted to find things out. And naturism and grooming are two entirely distinct concepts with no relationship to each other. Naturism is a lifestyle choice centered on non sexual social nudity. Hey, while grooming is a manipulative, abusive behavior used by real predators to build a relationship with a potential victim for exploitive purposes, often sexual. Naturism is a lifestyle and social practice that involves going without clothes, typically in designated areas like certain beaches or resorts, for reasons of health, self acceptance, and a connection with nature. Uh, and the key aspects non sexual. Naturist environments are explicitly non erotic and prioritize a family friendly atmosphere where sexual behavior is not the focus. Body acceptance. It promotes positive body image and less social physique anxiety by encouraging people to be comfortable with their natural bodies, regardless of shape, size, or age. Community and respect. It emphasizes respect for others and personal boundaries within a communal setting. Grooming, on the other hand, is a manipulative and predatory tactic used to establish a relationship with a vulnerable person, usually a child or a young person, to gain their trust and access to them, often for the purpose of sexual abuse or other forms of exploitation. The key aspects of grooming, manipulation, and abuse. It involves a series of calculated behaviors designed to isolate the victim and lure their inhibitions. It is an abuse of power and trust. Deception. Predators use tactics like giving gifts, special attention, and creating secrets to make the victim feel special and dependent on them. And harmful intent. The underlying intent is always exploitive and harmful to the victim with severe psychological consequences. Is Here's a summary of difference. In short, naturism is a legitimate, non-harmful lifestyle, whereas grooming is a criminal and profoundly damaging form of abuse. And that's proof that naturism and grooming are two different things in people. This is why I say if you're going to expose somebody, honey, make sure you do research first. And just don't assume things without looking it up. Because wrong move can force people to take action against the defamatory person, which in this case is Elma. Huh. Oh, and also, Vienna is flat out disgusting. First off, he violates the Discord terms of service by spam adding people into group DMs. Secondly, he really commits the crime of doxing, which is illegal, not just towards the guilty users, but the innocent as well. Plus, Vienna was friends with a pedophile himself named Fontanelle. Yeah, that sick ass that Polino dick rides. So to see Elma dick riding a pedo lover is disgusting. And HXR is full of dipshits and should never be trusted at any cost. Clearly, people like slandering others for crimes they didn't commit. And it's really stupid because people like me are out there trying to call out bullies like Chronic Control Mia, who slandered Adam as a pedophile, which he's not, for likes and attention on social media. Adam is not a pedophile. I don't know how many times people need to be reminded of this shit, but there is absolutely no way we are laying this slide this time. Not once, not ever. And by the way, we've also contacted Team YouTube to try and get these disgusting videos and posts taken down, and these users either a community guideline strike or banned off of YouTube. Oh, so, to everybody trying to slander me as a pedophile, like me or hate me, I am not going anywhere, and you are not going to cancel me. Leave innocent people the fuck alone. Oh, pardon my language on that and what I'm about to say, but what the actual fuck is wrong with you? How do you not know better than to treat people this way? But I'll tell you one thing though. Oh, because Vienna tried to sabotage us. One of our one of our members, his name's Isaac, like, to Edie, right? Right? Suitcases server members, us, and Vienna admitted to sabotaging him and Len's relationship. Uh, Vienna tried raiding, but I won't. But I didn't let him. Um, and no, I didn't just get outed with uh, massive chat logs because those weren't chat logs. Real chat logs are located in the deletion logs. Mm, mm, mm. Uh, Mint actually talked to me recently. He and I did lots of research in advance on the age of consent for each place, and lots of research on what nudity is and isn't sexual. Oh, none of those role plays were sexual in the first place. Yes, yes. Those screenshots that you saw, which are coming from those role plays, were actually coming from a nature's perspective, not a sexual perspective in general. And they had zero intent on grooming anybody in the first place. Naturism is not inherently sexual. Oh, it is a lifestyle and cultural movement that promotes non sexual social nudity. The core tenet is to be comfortable with the human body and to view nudity as a natural and normal part of life, not a sexual act, something of which a lot of people don't understand. And intent of a practice, but goal naturism is to enjoy social and recreational activities while being nude in a way that is no more sexual than being clothed. Contrast with other views, many people, like those in the Guanime community, mistakenly associate all nudity with sexuality because of learned responses. But naturists aim to move beyond this by reframing their perception of the new body. Activities in nature's communities are often the same as those in clothed communities, such as swimming, playing games, socializing, and even dancing just without clothes. Clothes. And individual experiences, while nature itself is not sexual, individuals may have different levels of comfort and reactions to nudity, such as gaming. However, the practice is based on the principle that a nude body is not inherently sexual. In those scenes where one of the characters was naked because a mean spirit stole her clothes, which had Haynes, one of the characters was naked because a mean spirit stole her clothes, which had zero amounts of grooming involved. The same can be said about the scene where a character named Poppy disrobed after explaining her age, but not to have sex. She just wanted to remove her clothes and spend a little time without them in a non-sexual setting, like her own home, which is where she was in that scene. Naturism is a form of trying to spread body positivity without using sexual activity, which is what the perspective of these role plays are based off of. And my mom and I had a chat about this topic after Elma accused me of grooming her, which I did not, as absolutely nowhere in these posts did this involve grooming minors, which is illegal. Oh, unlike the vast majority of the community, I do know how to handle situations like these, and two of my online friends, hence one of them she actually met recently, he actually found the claims that I was a pedophile to be bullshit, as there was not all valid enough proof to confirm that what I did groomed Elma. But I groomed her with these role plays, but that's not true. It does not make me a pedophile, and it never will. Oh, and while Nevada's age of consent is 16, anyone under 16 in Nevada cannot legally consent to sexual conduct. Nevada's sexual laws have always, and I repeat, always included a statewide age of consent of 16, making any sexual content with a person under 16 a crime, with no exceptions for consent. And there are also specific laws against sexual assault, which is defined as non-consensual sexual penetration. Statutory sexual seduction laws also apply to sexual relations with minors, with penalties that vary based on the age difference between the perpetrator and the minor. Huh. It is also a strict liability to have sexual contact with a person under 16 in Nevada, which means consent from a minor is not a defense, and the law is broken regardless of who initiated the act. There is also a specific charge for sexual penetration with a minor who is 14 or 15 when the perpetrator is at least 4 years older and under 18. Penalties can be a felony or gross misdemeanor depending on the perpetrator's age and criminal history. And in Nevada, special rules apply to school employees or volunteers who can be charged with statutory rape even if the student is 16 or 17. In addition, when it comes to grooming claims, I did some research and found that online enticement involves an individual communicating with someone believed to be a child via the internet with the intent to commit a sexual offense or abduction. This also includes instances when a child is being groomed to take sexually explicit images or ultimately meet face to face with someone for sexual purposes or to engage in a sexual conversation online or in some instances to sell or trade the child's sexual images. And this type of victimization takes place across every platform: social media, messaging apps, gaming platforms, etc. And Enigmatic reports there are people who have seen offenders use many different approaches to exploit children and online, including engaging in sexual conversation slash role playing as a grooming method rather as a goal. Oh, asking for sexually explicit images of themselves or mutually sharing images. Is developing a rapport through who complements sharing, discussing shared interests of or liking the online posts, also known as grooming, sending or offering sexually explicit images of themselves, pretending to be younger, and offering an incentive such as a gift card, alcohol, drugs, lodging, transportation, or food. You might think that the children in your life are unlikely to be in these situations or to talk to strangers online, but those opportunities exist everywhere online. Many popular video games include chat features which allow players to communicate within the game, especially Roblox, which is full of predators. Us. And the schlep situation then clearly pisses me off. Pardon my language. Treats predator catchers like schlep like this. Yes. Yes. Comments and direct messages on social media accounts aren't monitored and can come from anyone if the account is public. So the best defense against bad actors online is open communication between trusted adults and children. Don't shy away from asking children about how they use technology. Have them show you the games they play or the apps they use, and make sure kids know how to report inappropriate behaviors to the game, site, or app. These include cyberbullying behaviors, hate speech, inappropriate content, and anything a child might find offensive. Having discussions about what type of content to report is also helpful in empowering children to defend against online offenders. So I recommend you visit. Visit missingkids.org/netsmart. Hmm. Owen, by the way, hey, being autistic does not mean that anything I say, hey, is invalid. Head, as I do a lot of research. Additionally, if you know or suspect explicit images of your child out there, you report the explicit images is to cybertipline.org, which is an American-based company, by the way. Hey, and learn more about contacting individual platforms where the image may be hosted to get it taken down. So, unlike a majority of the community, I do know what I'm doing. And a majority of people who claim that right there was pedophilia was wrong. So thank you for bringing this to my attention. But I was already made aware of this a while ago. Oh, and have actual real people who are actually trustworthy sticking up for me, knowing that what they found is not grooming nor pedophilia. Making false pedophilia claims can actually result into you getting pressed charges because it is a very serious matter. And something the community doesn't understand is the way on how naturism works. Someone once tried to sign out an innocent person as a pedophile who's not even in the Go Anime community. And I will not be mentioning who that person is, but the lies were exposed when some smart people found the claim the slanderer made to be 100% false, and the slanderer got in major trouble. So it goes to show that anybody can lie about these claims, including Elma and Winter, who are the causes of all this. So if I were you, I'd not fall for those claims about me because my friends did research and found it to be false. 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 Almost all AI overviews are raw. Hmm. Hmm. And I'm no lawyer, uh, but I'm led to believe that people took this way too seriously. Hey, hey, as someone who actually has anger issues, whose there is literally nothing that says autistic people cannot uh uh this claim is 100% false. False. Being autistic does not mean that anything that I have to say is invalid. Head, head. So no, I'm not a predator. Huh? And AI he is prone to errors, misinformations, and hallucination by misinterpreting or making up information. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. Role playing as a character who is not based on a real person who is naked does not automatically mean that it is sexual. Oh, if an adult role plays sexual or nude scenarios that are sexual involving a minor, then it could potentially count as child exploitation material or luring under Canadian law. Hmm. Uh, which is uh, under the law. Huh. But I don't condone AI, so don't use it to research stuff. Use real sources. None of the role plays involved sex between anybody. Hey, and Mint wasn't really saying that I was a pedo in the first place. Hey, and Mint said that the post didn't look like Elma was being involved in the first place, and she wasn't. And the nudity was only involved in the clothing optional places. There's too many to count. Hmm. Hmm. But according to the laws of the UK, hey, the age of consent for any sexual activity is 16, the same as in Canada and most of the states in the US. Since Riley was 16 at the time, as with a majority of the crew, and they were all not based on real people, dancing naked is not a sexual act as confirmed by real people who write erotic novels. It does not count as CP. Hey, and hey, and the Jonah character mention of him being seen naked, it was a bit controversial, but I want to clarify that being seen naked and saying they look cool naked doesn't automatically make it sexual, but it is sensitive and controversial because if I would have said that they look so hot naked, that would obviously be sexual, and there was luckily no mention of the word hot. But if it was, it could have resulted in me being in real deep shit. Mm, Hit. Mm, mm, mm. Advanced gaming said if we involve rope nudity in role plays and content, we had to be careful not to push that to the point where it's just glorified CP. Hey, Advanced gaming told me that even if I involve nudity in my role plays and content, I had to be careful not to push it to the point where it's just glorified CP. Hey, yeah, hey, which is why we should never jump to any conclusions. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, and of uh, and of course, was this is something that needs to stop. Up now. Oh, one last thing to say that and of course, a lot of people lose creativity when it comes to AI. Hi. Hmm. Hmm. These plus it is just annoying when people do this stuff. Hmm. This is definitely. Hmm. Hmm. It's just annoying when people. Hmm. People who upset with you, Elma, because you treated people like this. Hmm. Clearly, really makes me upset that people would be treated like this. Yes, myself included. Who did? We all need to do better. Better. Huh. That's basically my mission is to try to help people do better, not be perfect because nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We all mess up. Hmm. And her and we all 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 have mistakes in life. Right. And of course, women are absolutely victims of harassment and it needs to stop. But you, Elma, are not one of them. Um, I'm sorry. You don't own the platform. Nobody has to listen to your uh, disgusting and irresponsible behavior. Hmm. It's just so annoying. Hmm. And it's just so annoying when people do this type of stuff. Huff. So, to these people that are slandering me, shame on you and every single person out there that supports this. You are evil. But to my community and the people that support me, thank you. But as for you, Alma, you need to do better. Mind your own business and leave innocent people the fuck alone. Hmm. And the same with you, Daniel H. Parks. Being autistic does not mean that anything I have to say is invalid. Head, 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 where did you get that misinformation? Do better. Mind your own business. Be better than that.